Welcome to English Audiobook. Are you also tired of this endless race of life? Waking up every morning, the same rush, the same stress, and at night wondering what all this is for? If this question comes to your mind, if you are also searching for a moment of silence and peace in this noisy world, then believe me, you are in the right place. Here, we don't just read books, we try to read life. Today, I am not going to talk about any book, but about a mirror in which you might see the real meaning of your life. What if I tell you that all your worries, struggles, and efforts to achieve success are useless? What if true power lies not in winning, but in letting go? It sounds strange, right? That is the shock given by a book written thousands of years ago, Tao Te Ching. This book tells you that what you think is life is just a race. Real life exists in stillness, in silence, which we always ignore. This book does not speak to your mind, it speaks to your heart. It will break all the beliefs you have considered true until now. So get ready, because the next few minutes can change your way of thinking forever. The writer of this book was Lao Tzu, not a king, not a great warrior, but a simple librarian living an unknown life in ancient China. But inside that quiet man was an ocean of thoughts, whose waves are still touching the world even after 2,500 years. Tao Te Ching is not a story or a book of teachings, it is a collection of short poems. A small book that may take 1 hour to read, but a lifetime to understand. It does not tell you to do something, but teaches the art of doing nothing. It teaches you how to become like flowing water that creates its own path, which no rock can stop. If you have the courage to face the biggest truth of your life, then come with me on this journey. Subscribe and comment what peace means in your life. Lesson number 1. Tao is everything and nothing. Our whole life revolves around one question: how? We want to understand everything. We want to label everything, to put it into a box. What is the formula of success? What is the secret of a happy relationship? What is the purpose of life? We run after answers because we think the day we understand everything, we will control life and no pain will touch us. This is the deepest desire of our mind, the desire for control. And here, Tao Te Ching gives an answer that shocks the mind. It says, the Tao that can be understood is not the real Tao. What is Tao? It is the ultimate power, the music of the universe, the invisible thread connecting everything. But you cannot see it, cannot touch it, and definitely cannot understand it. This creates fear. If we cannot understand what controls everything, then what will happen to us? Our life will feel uncertain. But Lao Tzu says this is real freedom. Think about a river flowing from the mountains. Does it have a map? Does it stop at every turn to ask where the ocean is? No, it just flows. It feels an invisible pull towards the ocean. That pull is Tao. The river does not fight the mountains. It finds its way around them. It does not try to remove rocks. It flows over them. It stays in its nature, to flow. And without effort, without a map, it reaches its destination. Now think about your life. Are you not trying to swim against the flow every moment? Career, relationships, health? We try to control everything. With our small mind, we try to control the vast plan of the universe. We use all our energy and become tired, defeated, and then complain that life is difficult. Tao says, let go of control. Let go of the need to understand. Live in the present moment. Trust the inner voice that guides you, just like the river knows the way to the ocean. It feels scary because we fear losing control, but the moment you take that step, you realize you are not drowning, you are floating. You are not fighting life, you are dancing with it. This is the experience of Tao, understanding nothing but feeling everything. Lesson number 2, effortless action. And work hard, fight, win, move forward. The one who stops is left behind. We are taught that success comes from sweat and struggle. We are forced to push in everything. If a relationship is breaking, force it to survive. If you are not growing in your career, work more hours. If your mind is not calm, even force yourself to meditate. We are constantly fighting a battle with our situations, with others, and most of all, with ourselves. What is the result of this constant struggle? Stress, exhaustion, and deep frustration. In the middle of this frustration, Tao Te Ching presents an idea that feels like a miracle: Wu Wei. It simply means action without force, or achieving everything by doing nothing. It sounds confusing, but it is not laziness. It is the most efficient and powerful way of working. To understand this, imagine a forest. On one side stands a huge, strong oak tree, proud of its strength. On the other is a thin, delicate bamboo tree. One night, a powerful storm comes. The oak tree fights the wind with all its strength. It refuses to bend. It struggles, and in the end, it breaks and falls. But what does the bamboo do? It does not fight. When the wind blows, it bends down to the ground, letting the wind pass over it. It does not force anything. It simply adjusts to the situation. When the storm passes, the bamboo stands up again, as if nothing happened. Who won? The one who fought, or the one who flowed? That is Wu Wei. Now look at your life. You are arguing with someone. You fight to prove your point. You shout, you force your words. The result is that the relationship becomes worse. Wu Wei says, pause for a moment. Do not force. Listen to the other person. Try to understand. You will see that the problem gets solved without fighting. You want to teach your child something. You put pressure, and the child becomes rebellious. Wu Wei says, do not force. Just create the right environment, and the child will learn naturally. Wu Wei is the art of moving in harmony with life instead of fighting it. It is the art of trust, trusting that everything happens at the right time. It is like a farmer who plants seeds, waters them, and then waits patiently. He does not dig the soil every day to check if the plant has grown. He knows forcing will not help it grow. Wu Wei challenges you. Can you trust life this much? Can you let go of your habit of fixing everything? The day you do this, you will realize that most of your problems were created by your own force. Lesson number 3, power in simplicity. Look around you. What are our homes, our phones, and our minds filled with? Things, information, desires. We believe that the more we have, the happier we will be. A bigger house, a more expensive car, more followers on social media, more money in the bank. We are constantly running after more. It is a race with no end. You achieve one thing, and the happiness lasts for 2 days. Then your mind tells you that you need something bigger. What has this race given us? Endless dissatisfaction. We did not become owners of things. Things became our owners. Our life became complicated. Our mind became heavy. In this noise, Lao Tzu says something very calm and deep. Less is more. He teaches simplicity, not the simplicity that comes from poverty, but the simplicity you choose after deep understanding. To understand this, look at a clay pot made by a potter. What is its real use? Not the clay, not the design, but the empty space inside. That emptiness makes it useful to hold water. The value of a room is not in its walls, but in the empty space inside where you can live. Now think about your mind. Is it like that pot, already filled with stones? Those stones are worry, fear, regret, comparison, future plans, and past memories. If your mind is so full, where is the space for peace, happiness, and love? Tao Te Ching says, empty your life, empty your mind. It is not just about removing physical things, it's about letting go of unnecessary desires, saying goodbye to relationships that feel like a burden, and removing thoughts that disturb you. Living simply requires courage. It is like going against the flow of the world. People will think you are strange. But when you begin this journey, you feel a freedom and lightness that cannot be expressed in words. You realize that you never needed too many things to be happy. Real happiness is in drinking a cup of tea peacefully, watching the sunset, sitting silently with someone you love. Simplicity does not take anything away from your life. It connects you with yourself. It helps you discover the real wealth hidden inside you. Lesson number 4. Paradox is the truth. Think about a man who spends his whole life trying to be strong. He believes strength means always being ahead, never bending, never breaking. But then a storm comes into his life, a time when his entire structure of strength collapses. In that moment, he realizes that what saved him was his humility, his ability to bend. This is what Tao Te Ching says. Lao Tzu tells us that what seems weakest can be the most powerful, like water, which you cannot even hold in your hand, yet it cuts through stones, shapes rocks, and creates paths. When we are rigid, we can break, but when we bend, when we become flexible, we survive and grow. Our mind gets confused because this truth feels like a contradiction. We think winning is always the opposite of losing, but Tao says sometimes letting go is the greatest victory. Forgiving is strength, not revenge. Stepping back is wisdom, not always confronting. When you stay calm in an argument, people think you lost, but inside you know you have won over your anger. These contradictions are the real beauty of Tao. It shows that truth is never one-sided. It is not black or white, but gray. It has both darkness and light, both strength and weakness. When you start seeing life from both sides, a deep balance grows inside you. Tao does not tell you to give up everything or become weak. It tells you to redefine your strength. If you can bend, you can also stand. If you can accept defeat, you can also handle victory. This is the magic of paradox. What confuses you teaches you the deepest lessons. Lesson number 5. The trap of desires. You may have noticed that when we are children, we are happy with small things, a balloon, a chocolate, a simple story. But as we grow, our desires become bigger and heavier. Now we want a car, a big house, millions of followers on social media. But think, even after getting all this, does our mind become peaceful? Probably not. Lao Tzu says clearly, the fewer desires you have, the more peace you will feel. This shocks the mind because we are taught since childhood to be ambitious, to dream big. But have you noticed that desires never end? One desire is fulfilled and another is ready immediately. It is an endless race with no finish line. There's a story. A man catches a golden fish in the forest. The fish says, "Let me go and I will fulfill all your wishes." The man starts asking for one wish after another. At first he enjoys it, but soon his desires grow and his mind becomes restless. In the end, he loses everything. This is what happens with us too. Tao does not say, do not desire anything. It says, do not chase desires blindly. Understand the difference between need and greed. When you run after everything, you lose your peace. But when you accept what you have, a different kind of happiness arises, a happiness that comes from within, not from outside. Sometimes stopping is also an art. Look at nature. Trees grow silently, rivers flow without noise. They ask for nothing, yet they give everything. Tao calls you towards that silence. It says, the day you recognize the trap of desires, you will become free. Lesson number 6. The true art of leadership. If someone asks you who a good leader is, you may say someone who gives orders, stands in front, makes decisions, and tells everyone what to do. But according to Lao Tzu, the best leader is the one whom people forget. This sounds surprising, but think, there must have been someone in your life, maybe a teacher, a friend, or a senior, who taught you something that changed your life, but never claimed credit for it. Such people often remain hidden in our lives, but their impact is the deepest. Tao says that leadership is not about standing on a stage and giving speeches. True leadership is allowing others to connect with their inner power. A good leader is like a tree. It stands quietly, but people find rest in its shade, and its roots make the ground stronger. In our society, a leader is often seen as the one who speaks the loudest, but Tao says a leader is the one who is in the deepest silence. Such a leader does not give orders, but shows the way. They inspire people through their presence. Their greatest strength is their invisibility. Have you ever seen gardening? A good gardener does not pull the plant to make it grow faster. He simply takes care of the soil, water, and sunlight. Then the plant grows on its own. A true leader is the same. They do not force, they create the right environment, and people naturally grow and flourish. Tao teaches that real strength lies in lifting others, not in showing yourself as great. When you stop trying to lead, you become a true leader. When you leave your identity behind, people begin to follow your words. This is the real art of leadership, shining silently, changing quietly. Lesson number 7. The dance of life and death. The moment we hear the word death, the body trembles, the face becomes tense, and the heart pauses for a second. Maybe because we have always seen death as an end, like a dark well from which no one returns. But if we see through Lao Tzu's eyes, the picture is different. For him, death is not something to fear, but another aspect of life. Just like night comes after day and morning comes after night. Just like leaves fall from a tree and new ones grow again. In the same way, life and death are a cycle, a beautiful dance where one ends and another begins. But instead of seeing this dance, we run away from it. We hold on to life tightly, as if letting go will make us lose everything. We try to control everything, and death, the biggest uncertainty, reminds us that control is just an illusion. Lao Tzu says, "What is born will die, and what dies will be born again in some form." This idea feels scary, but it is also freeing. Imagine if you fully accept this truth. How would you live your life? Maybe you would see every morning as a gift. Maybe you would feel grateful for small things you have ignored until now. A cup of tea, someone's smile, the voice of a loved one. When we know that nothing will last forever, its value increases. Tao's message is simple. Do not fear death. Give it a place in your life. Remember it so that you can truly live. This fear teaches us what we truly love and care about, and when we embrace death, only then do we truly live. This lesson is not easy to understand, but when you start to feel it, you begin to live a new life, a life that is not a burden, but a gift, a life lived deeply in every moment. This is the dance of life and death, slow, beautiful, and completely true. Now, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and ask yourself one question. Am I living the life meant for me, or am I just doing what society says, what others do, what is trending? Tao Te Ching is not a book you read once and forget. It is a mirror that shows you your true self. It shakes you, but with love. It says, stop, look, think. Are you really happy? Are you truly free? The path of Tao is not straight and it is not easy, because it asks something big from you. It asks you not to change your outer life, but your inner world. It asks you to let go of your fears, fear of being alone, fear of failure, fear of being wrong. It asks you to step out of the endless race of desires. And the hardest thing, it asks you to dissolve your ego, the I that always wants to be right and appear the biggest. But when you do this, the life that opens before you is completely different. It is peaceful, but not boring. It is simple, but not weak. It is strong from within because now you are living in the flow, not in struggle. Tao teaches that life is not a problem to solve. It is music to feel, a river to flow with. And when you accept this flow, you realize that you are not happy at some destination, but on the path itself. The path becomes your destination. On English audiobook, we bring you such ideas and books that not only make you think, but inspire you to change. If this touched your heart, if even one idea made you pause and think, share your experience in the comments. Which lesson touched you the most? And if you feel others should hear this, share this video, because truth becomes more beautiful when it is shared. Now, the question is not whether you can understand Tao. The real question is,